I felt like I missed out on some moves today, but we did end up with a green day, and I'm happy with it. It's a nice little base hit day, green across all the accounts, and that's a win. Hey, fellow traders, it's Black Coffee Trader. It is Tuesday, April the 22nd, and yeah, like I said, we had a green day today. I felt like I missed some of the moves, but again, I'm happy to be green. We had basically a little bit over $100 per account today, so nothing crazy. These bottom four are starting to look a little decent. We got about 800 in profit on this account, almost 700 here, and the bottom two are sitting in that 500 range. We got a little bit more back on these accounts, slowly pushing them higher. So that's a win. It's good. I also am having some issues with NinjaTrader. It's not displaying the proper data, so I'm not able to export the trades into TradeZella, so I don't have TradeZella to show you, but we'll just run through the trades themselves and kind of talk through the day a little bit. This should be a little bit shorter of an update since I don't have all those trades loaded into TradeZella. But let's kind of zoom out on the NASDAQ and kind of show you what my thesis and game plan was today. So this was yesterday. We had the big move down. We bottomed out, double bottomed here, pushed out, and then in the overnight session, we really kind of stair-stepped our way higher. And for that reason, and just kind of looking at where this market was at, I really was looking more for longs above the yesterday's high of day and the overnight high. That was the key factor. I was really looking for longs above that, and if this rejected in the morning, I was really looking for shorts below this green area, this 850 or 950, 900, 79 to 7950. This little range where we had this shelf kind of below this or below this area, which we had reclaimed yesterday late day. I was really looking for shorts below here or longs above here. I wasn't that super interested in anything in here. I may have taken a short here if it wasn't set up, but I was really hoping for either move higher or a fall, a drop down below these levels. So we got the move up. And again, like I had said, I feel like I missed a little bit. One of the things I did change, and I'm actually very happy I did, because I'm trading, looking for bigger moves. I'm looking for, a minimum of 1R. Meaning that if I'm risking $75, or risking $150, I'm hoping to get $150 out of the trade. I don't nearly always do that. And I really love to find trades where I can get, 200 plus. With that, because you're taking, you're looking for a bigger move, there's plenty of opportunity to get stopped out. And I've noticed that I've gotten stopped out frequently where a trade may go in my favor by, say, 20 points, 25 points on the NASDAQ, and then it'll move back and then stop me out. And so for that reason, I decided to change my ATM a little bit to where when we get in that area where we're, it varies a little bit how many contracts I'm trading in size and so on and so forth. But basically, like on the NASDAQ, I'm basically, once we get to about 20 points in profit or so, I'm moving, my stop goes to break even. And I know there's going to be trades where I'm in a winning position and then I just get stopped out for a break even, and that's okay. And the reason that that's okay is I would rather have that happen and move on to a different trade than to sit through that and have that trade stop me out. That does more for my psyche. It puts me more on tilt, or it's more likely to put me on tilt than if I just take a break even and okay, it didn't work. And the second reason for that is if the trade goes in my favor by, say, 20 points, 25 points, and then it comes back and stops me out, the likelihood that the bigger move I was looking for is not occurring at that point in time. And so I'm okay being stopped out. So I did make that change, and it did help me a little bit today. That kind of occurred where I got like one of my profit targets and then, got taken out break even. It happened right here this morning on this break and retest long here off the 18,250s. Got my first profit target here at 75 and got stopped out break even for the second one, which was fine. I didn't miss a beautiful break and retest here. I just simply wasn't paying that much attention to the markets. Missed that one. And then here I caught this one, and this is one that I really felt like I missed a big opportunity. I think this was on 80, nope, it was on the 86 account. Actually, there's a very interesting thing we want to talk about right here. So before I talk about this trade, I want to talk about this short. When we got to this level, let me just double check something here. anyway, we got to this level. I was looking for a rejection. And if you notice, we had these wicks kind of forming and we started to see a rejection play. And this has been an area that I've struggled with when I'm looking at a key level and a rejection. There are plenty of times where I'll get into the trade on an okay setup and I'll front run it. And then what happens is it ends up being a fake out and we push higher. We had such a strong uptrending move in the morning that I was really hesitant about this, but I did take the short because at the same time on ES, we had this going on right at this level, the 5300s. And we were kind of flirting with it and I was afraid we were going to pop through. But I did take the setup. I just had the mentality that, hey, shooter's got to shoot. The setup's there. I got to take it. Well, I think I was in with 3 contracts. And for that specific contract, I had it set for, because that has a 25-point stop. So when we get to like 10 points in profit, it moves to break even. I want that trade to break. And if it does not break, I'm okay getting stopped out. And that's exactly what happened. I actually sat through a decent amount of drawdown. I was actually close to getting stopped out here. And we had this push, this candle push back down, move my stop to break even, and then it ripped all the way back up. And, you know, that was one of those trades that if I hadn't had that set, I may have bailed on that trade, just being scared that it's going to, you know, rip to new highs there. So the good part for me is it stopped me out, and it did kind of, you know, dance around here a little bit, and then it ended up being a really nice short trade, but it was a sluggish short trade. I like short trades to be fairly rapid, like you see this candle here, a big flush to the downside. That is really what I'm looking for when I'm in a short trade. So the interesting thing, and this is just a psyche thing for me, I was completely okay with getting stopped out break even, and this move happened. I mean, I sat through it. It didn't bother me one bit. And it just shows me that that's the proper way to trade. And what I was really looking for when this started rejecting, I told myself, okay, this is an area that I had charted out. We're going to look for this. If a break and hold comes in where we have a break and retest, an opportunity to go long, because we were in an uptrend, I was looking for that. That's what I was, you know, that was my play. Well, that trade started to set up. We got these wicks coming in. I took that setup, got out with 1R, or the first contract off at basically 1R. And I needed to leave, so I trailed my stop pretty tightly, and I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have just set it at break even and just left, because I had to leave for a while, and I missed I missed a monster move. But this was an okay trade. I mean, it was up, you know, $100. So that was that. And then the last trade of the day really was here on the NASDAQ. I came back here after we had made this wick, and I noticed this huge move up, rejection, and this rejection right here. I think if you look at ES, this is the 2021 highs. Look at the daily chart. That rejection is right here. That's the 2021 highs at 53.50. So that to me is a pretty clear, pretty big rejection in my opinion. The fact that we did not break through that, we had some pretty massive moves back down off of that big wick here. We did push up, big wick, another huge wick, and we had a rapid move to the downside on ES. So that was a little bit concerning. But getting back to NQ, so I came back after we had this wick, and we were kind of dancing around VWAP, and I was just not convinced to take the long here. Because of this level, I felt like we looked like a rejection play at the same time frame on ES. You know, we were right in here. We were kind of falling below VWAP here. So I elected, when we broke this, the bottom line here, the 18,250s, when we broke that and retested it right here with these wicks, I took that trade short. And that ended up being a fail. I did get one I just took some profit, and then I got stopped out break even, and that ended up being a projection play. And when that trade happened, I decided to walk away. I was like, I'm not seeing it that well. I'm missing the bigger moves. I'm getting some profits, but I'm missing the bigger moves. You know, that was kind of the day. But again, overall, I was very happy with the way the day was executed. Again, nothing big. I didn't have any big trades today, but had a very high win rate. I think I took 8 trades. I have that on a different document here. I took 8 trades, and I had can just tell you I had 2 losers, so I had 6 winning trades out of 8. So I had a very high win rate, which is really high for me, but I had no really big wins, and that's quite okay. Yes, I took a couple trades there. I took a long trade this morning on this break and retest. This was a pretty nice trade. I think this might have been yep, this was probably one of the best trades of the day, actually. Went in with 3 contracts there, took one off at 35, one off at 65, which is 100, and I got stopped on the last one for 53. So I had a little over $150 trade, which is a full 1R. So I was pretty happy with that. We just had a big pullback, and if I would have left my stop at break even, I could have ran that into a pretty nice, really nice trade. I think that may have been the only trade I took on ES. I also took a couple gold trades today. Both winners took a short. This was actually a pre-market trade. Notice how this level came into play. This was yesterday's. No, this is not yesterday. This is when I charted this 3453, almost 3454 area. Notice how yesterday in the aftermarket we pushed up here, and then we turned this. Basically, we had resistance, turned to support, turned into major support again, and then we fell through and came back up, and we tested it in the pre-market. And I took that thing short right here. I took it short, and again, kind of that setup, that ATM was working. Oh, I did take a loss here. Totally got faked out on this one. This is just one that didn't work. It looked like some holds were coming in on that level. Took it long, I was wrong. But here I took this short. Got out of there with one target, $50 winner, and then got stopped out break even, which I was completely fine with, and that ended up being kind of a bad little liquidity grab to the upside, and then we flushed majorly. And then when we retested this, I took this short, and this I believe was on the middle accounts, and that was, I think, the only trade I took on those accounts. Yeah, that was the only trade. It was about $100 trade there. We retested that nicely, took that short, and had a nice little win there. So again, kind of danced around and could have got a little bit more, but that was kind of my day. I missed a lot of the bigger moves. I just wasn't sitting through some of those trades to get those bigger moves. But again, very happy with today. It's, again, you're going to have those days, and to me, it's having these $100 days is way better than shooting for the moon and then ending up with a $300 to $400 red day on one of these accounts. And on a day when I'm just not seeing it as well and not getting a bigger move, I'm just walking away. And I did. I took one trade after I got back. After the morning session, I took this one trade in the afternoon, and that was it. That's just all I traded in the afternoon, including evals. I'm actually not even really trading evals. I'm not even trading them on my own. I'm actually trading them with my funded accounts. I had a pretty good day on some evals. I've got 4 Apex accounts that are nearly passed. Little start on the take profit, and I've got a Tradeify account that's about halfway there, but I'm just copy trading those with my funded accounts and slowly and steadily making some wins there. So I only took these couple trades, and we're walking away with some green on the charts, and that's a win. So I think I'll leave you with that. Hopefully we can get this Ninja Trader issue fixed, and I can get these trades uploaded to TradeZilla tomorrow, and we can kind of see where things are at. So once again, thank you. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks for following along, and have a great trading day tomorrow. Have a great night. Have a great trading day tomorrow. And until next time, take care, my friends, and so long.